Still, make sure you have something underneath it.
Wow, look at that fucking plane in the pass. Holy shit. It was like, let me take the plane out. It's 10:30 on a Saturday.
Yeah, I gotta go Albertsons real quick.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Fat Ghost. The number one question that we've been getting asked so far is our favorite way to smoke, whether it be through a rig, whether it be through a natural wrap, or whether it be through another piece of glass. And honestly, we've just been asked so many times that we said, you know what? It's tier list time.
Exactly.
Honestly, it's time. I had to throw it up on the big screen. Got it right here on the Mac. We're gonna go piece by piece and explain why. So a lot of people will be like, why, or rank them, or give the wrong tier list in the comment section. It's tight to do. It's hard to do. We're gonna throw it up on the big screen and give a full explanation why. This is gonna be a full-length video, in depth. Grab your popcorn, grab your pipe, or your own preference, and let's make a tier list together. Yeah?
I'm down. Let's do it.
Mm-hmm. Now, we each have our own story with every one of these, so it's completely subjective. It's hard to be objective in any way about any of this. So take that as you will.
And there's a lot of different types of ways to smoke, right? Like, it's not just rolling up, you know what I'm saying? There's like edible. We'll get into it. Let's rank them. So first one.
First, should we start from last to front? Should we start from front to last? Should we go right through the middle, pick randomly? What do you think?
How about we take one each, talk a little bit about it, and then get like a consensus on it, on where it should be ranked on the list.
Okay,
Bet.
So, if you were to start, what would you pick? You got 10 options.
I feel like we should start with like an easy, obvious elimination.
Go ahead.
To kind of like start narrowing it down. We have a lot of them available.
Go ahead.
And it looks like a weird pig. It looks like a UFO.
It stands out.
Yeah, it looks weird. If you don't recognize it, we don't blame you. It's a vaporizer. If you've ever used an herb vaporizer,
That's true.
we've used it once. We used it one time and then lost it.
Yeah, it's tough. It's like basically what a dry herb vaporizer is instead of like bringing your grinder with you that has all the ground up nug inside of it and having to bring a lighter and your own pipe and all that stuff, it's kind of like this futuristic looking rectangle that has a tiny little chamber inside of it. You could fit like a quarter of a normal size hit inside of there, and it magically vaporizes it itself, like with magnets, or I don't even know what it does. But you charge it, and it's called a dry herb vaporizer because it vaporizes your dry herb. Pretty much that's it. And they're super expensive, and honestly, in my opinion, the tech is not there yet. And so I agree, that's like pretty low on the D, if not F list. Because one, it's not what's the word for like efficient. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? There's no point into it. It's pure novelty.
Exactly. It's like as if you get like a dry pipe and a disposable vape put together, basically. And that's what like a vaporizer is. You just put it with a little bit of bud, and you hit that thing, and it just heats it up in some sort of way where it doesn't actually burn it. It just basically gives you all the smoke as if you were smoking it. So it's like all straight flavor. So for flavor wise, it's good, but for like efficient wise and like not even like if you want to like conserve your bud and stuff like that, like it's not really that well.
Yeah, exactly. And then on top of that, like it's weird. Like you got to throw out your bud, and it's like it goes from like a weird it goes from like the normal green color to like a weird like brownish like burnt popcorn color. It smells like burnt popcorn. Like after that first hit, is like, oh my god, it's amazing. And the rest of it just tastes like burnt popcorn. And then it smells weird. And then on top of that, you empty the hit, and you got to throw away that gross looking ash. And then afterwards, you're like, okay, I throw this in my pocket, and now it smells like I'm burning. Like I don't know, it's just weird. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Definitely a D. If there's other ones that are like that should be a D or below a C, that's gonna go to an F, because that's easily legit like the easiest one to choose at the bottom one.
Yeah.
Right.
It kind of helps like set like the expectation for where we're starting at.
Mm-hmm.
And again, if you've never heard it before, we've only used it like
A handful of times.
But we had to put it on here because it is some like Jetsons, Star Trek stuff. You put it best.
Futuristic shit.
You said it was like it's like 5 years from 5 years.
Yeah, legit. Like it's close, but it's not there yet. And so until that has like some major improvements or major advancements, where you like actually get a pure hit out of it that's above the flavor of the half of hit that you get, or like get a larger chamber, or you get something that's worth the actual $500+ that you spend on it, then we'll talk. But until this point, it's gonna be a D to an F.
Yeah, D to F.
So who wants to take the next one?
Like the bubbler. What do you think of the bubbler?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Like low key, the bubbler is like, in the most respectful way, a poor man's bong, but it like gets the jobs done in like the most like respectful way possible. I don't know how to describe it. It's so easy to get to be disrespected by it, but like someone be like, oh, you only have a bubbler, like you don't have a full rig, or you don't have a collection of rigs. But dude, it hits, bro. That thing hits.
It does, yeah. That shit, like, it's like a little mini bong basically, but like on the go type shit. You know what I'm saying? It does get clogged pretty easily though, so that's like kind of like the downside of bubblers. Is like they're kind of like a weird shape to where it's like they're kind of hard to clean, and like if the like the little fucking pieces of like weed go inside of it, then it's like a bitch to actually try to get them out. So the bubblers have like a little bit of a downside to them, but I mean like they're pretty cool if you just want to like have like a little mini piece. If you don't have like an actual piece to like go around, and it's kind of like a little nice travel thing to have, you know?
That's true.
If you don't want to hit a dry pipe, because dry pipes are kind of harsh on the throat, you know?
Yeah, that is true.
It really is like the perfect hybrid between the dry pipe and the bong, because you don't want to take the bong to your friend's house, but you don't want to hit the dry pipe either.
Yeah, that's true. It's like, especially like for a flight or for like a long drive or something, it's like if you're flying cross country, you're not going to bring the whole rig with you. You're probably going to bring the bubbler, especially if it's like a business trip or something. But one thing that I don't like about the bubbler is that it doesn't have like the same, I would say, structure as a whole, like a full like base, kind of rig, because it balances on the fucking mouthpiece and the actual chamber itself. So literally, any time that there's going to be any sort of damage done to it, it's going to be on a critical part of it, and it's easily going to break.
Yes.
And so that's like one thing that I like very specifically like have a major like that really grinds my gears. You feel me? It's like I've had at least 2 bubblers that have gone because I placed it down too hard, or I was hitting it and I passed it to a homie and he drops it on the carpet and it snaps. It's like, how many times did I place it down too hard? You know what I'm saying? It's like, just because it doesn't have a base or a foundation or something to actually balance it on, you literally have to be putting it against something, or you have to be hoping that it doesn't crack or fall or anything, especially if you're doing glass on glass action. Bro, how many, like, we lost so many pieces because we had a glass coffee table to the point where, like, don't even bring it. Like, don't even bring it. Might as well just use something else.
Glass on glass action is mid, bro. That shit sucks, man. If you got a glass coffee table, you understand the struggle. That shit sucks ass. So get a nice wood coffee table, you know, it's a little less hard, you know, a little less fragile.
Okay, so overall, after that consensus, how do we feel about the bubbler? Where are we placing it? Is it better than the dry herb vaporizer, first of all?
It's better. I think it's better just because, like, you can get pretty good hits with it, not gonna lie. You can get some pretty nice hits with it. It is very fragile though, so it's like if you drop that shit, it's more likely gonna break, so you can't drop that shit.
On the first drop. Very, very likely. And if it doesn't break on the first drop, it's gonna clog to the point where how are you gonna get that out of there? Like, it's so tiny and so small and so ornate that it like, how many have we gone through, especially at the old crib? You know what I'm saying? It's insane.
So I say C tier.
Yeah, I'm leaning a lot more towards like a C tier.
Yeah, I agree. Honestly, it could be like a B- if you get like a really snaggy one that has like a solid base on it, or, you know, some cool way to balance it, or like a really structured glass. But at that point, you might as well get a P. Exactly. So it's literally just keep it in the C tier. Yeah, I think maybe a C plus if it's like super high quality glass, or like high tank glass,
or like a nice heady bubbler maybe.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I've seen some pretty cool heady bubblers where it's literally a head of like a skull type like looking piece, and it's like some like crazy
shit, like a monkey skull or something.
Yeah, it's like a monkey skull, and it's like some crazy crafted shit.
Crazy. Okay, on to the next one. So if we're being real, I really want to pick the Puffco. So, because the Puffco and I go way back. I'm talking like pre-pandemic. I'm talking like 2019, 2020, around that era, bro. It was legit like ride or die daily driver, absolute insanity. And since that point, I've always seen weed a little bit differently. You know, like weed, especially like the actual flower or bud itself, is gonna get you high beyond your wildest expectations. But there's a certain feeling that you get when you use a Puffco that it actually enables every single one of the terpenes and everything inside of the wax, or inside of your shatter, or inside of your butter, or inside of anything. There's just so many ways that you can use the Puffco, and it's just like, ever since I've tried that, it's like, bro, like that's what the dryer vaporizer thinks it is. And it's like, since that point, it's like, that's like the highest level of smoking for me. And ever since Puffco hooked us up with that one thing from the last video, if you haven't seen it, go see it. Bro, it's like legit, like since that, like our whole, like my whole vision's been changed. And I think, I want to say it's a consensus, you know what I'm saying? But I would say that's one of, if not the one to beat, because there's nothing beating the absolute like Lamborghini in the market at this point.
Yeah.
So I don't think anything's beating a Puffco. I'm putting it in S.
No debate.
S.
Yeah. It's just like one of the best ways to smoke. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, bro, it's one of the best ways to smoke besides like actually smoking like bud. You know what I'm saying? Like, just concentrates in general, like, are just a whole different tier of smoking. Like, those will get you blasted.
Exactly.
Right? And that's like kind of like all that's like, you know, like they have so many different kinds, and the Puffco can take so many different kinds. So it's like, it's pretty cool. You know, it's like, holy shit, it's fucking the future of smoking.
Dude, the yields are crazy.
Yeah.
It's hard to compare. It's hard to compare to like what are they called? The pens, the metal pens that you can like.
Oh, you're talking about the honey badgers. And
Yeah. Like, this is just such like an advancement to that.
Yeah.
You can't compare it to anything.
Yeah, legit. I would say like that would be like the closest thing to like a Puffco that's not on here with like that honey badger tool. You know what I'm saying? Like that's like the closest thing. And I know a lot of homies that do it will be like, yeah, you just like heat at the bottom and then you just like go against the wax like that. Like a lot of homies from like across the country, and I've seen people send me videos on Instagram of them doing it. And I'm like, bro, like that's crazy, but dude, you're gonna run through that wax like crazy. Like, might as well put it in a bowl or something, you know?
It's gonna burn away as you're smoking, you know what I'm saying? So, like, if you can just put all that into a nice little chamber,
close it,
and then maybe put it onto a piece that's temperature controlled
with your phone,
by Wi-Fi,
with the joystick on top. Like, bro, come on, bro.
That's what the Puffco is.
And we didn't put like a conventional piece on there, like a conventional dab rig, because it's two different breeds. I feel like. Those are two different animals.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
but yeah, S tier, easy.
Shout out Puffco, man. No, cause like, bro, it's different. It's like different.
It's different. It changed smoking, like legit. Like, it changed rigs too, because we've all seen the old ass e-nails, the one back in the day that you had to have plugged in and shit. Come on now, bruh. Yeah. Come on, easy.
Exactly. No, Puffco changed the game.
Okay. Let's talk about edibles.
Go ahead now.
Let's talk about not only like over the counter, but also, you know, DIY edibles.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, I feel like it's a different kind of high. It's like less of a heady high, more of like a full body
experience.
Yeah, experience. It's more of experience.
It's a damn journey almost.
Yeah, trip almost, bro.
And like, you can't compare it to like over the counter. It's different. But like, yeah, it's different when you do it on your own.
Yeah, especially because they control the dosage so heavily over the counter. Like, damn near, like, bro, like legit, if we're being real, the Eddies that they sell over the counter are legit 100 milligrams maxed out. But then again, they sell the little tinctures for 1,000 milligrams for half that price. It's like, dude, it's like either you can buy a tenth of what you can make at home for twice the price.
Exactly.
Do the math. Come on now, bro.
Yeah, and not just that, bro, like, some of that shit, like, it's expensive. You know what I'm saying? Like, the edibles at the smoke shops sometimes, like, they'll be like, oh yeah, it's like $40 for a brownie that has like 0.5 milliliters of fucking THC in it. It's like, bro, what the fuck? Like, it's barely anything, you know? You're paying all this shit for it. So that's why they give you like samples and shit sometimes over there, but damn.
It's just kind of annoying how regulated it is, you know what I'm saying? And then I feel like they know how regulated it is, and so it's like that's why they have so many sales where it's like you buy one, you get one free, you buy one, you get two free, you buy one, you get three half off, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're always trying to move the Eddies, one, because no one's buying that shit, and two, because it's not gonna hit if you buy one. So they're like, bro, like, low key, you're gonna buy one of them, you're gonna be like asking me if it hits. I'm gonna be like, well, you're only gonna drink one. You're gonna come back and be like, why didn't it hit? I'm gonna be like, because you only drink one. And so kind of solving the problem before it happens.
And then not just that, but it's also like everyone's different in like the way they react to edibles. So it's like 3 gummies is good for this person, 2 gummies is good for this person, like 4 gummies is good for this person, a whole bottle of gummies is good for this person. You know, it's like it's all different, and not just that, they're all the same amount of THC in each gummy. So it's like if each person's reacting differently, it's gonna be kind of hard to like control like, you know, how everyone reacts to it. So I think like edibles, like just because everyone reacts like so differently to it, I would rank it like a little bit low, like a lower rating.
Yeah, it's hard to control. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like with a hit, you can just like hit that shit and be like, I'm high. You know what I'm saying? It's like
or hit half of it.
Or hit half of it and be like, I'm high. And then I'll be good for like a couple hours. And then it's like later on, like, okay, I can probably like take another hit, take another half hit, or another quarter hit, or like take another bowl if you want to. You know what I'm saying? And then just kind of keep going from there, and then like building your way up throughout the day. But with an edible, it's like you take that shit and you don't know what to expect for the next couple hours until it hits. And then like when it hits, it's like you can either spend the whole rest of your day sleeping, or you can spend the whole rest of your day doing some bullshit, you know?
Yeah, legit. It's definitely a journey, an experience, and
really a coin toss.
It really is a coin toss. I'm gonna say it's not gonna be an A. That's how I feel like.
I'm thinking more B.
I feel like it could be a B too.
I'm like, yeah, between B and C. I can see B.
Yeah, like I think I like it more than the bubbler because there's a better version of a bubbler, but there's no better version of the Eddie just yet. So that's why I'm gonna put it in the B. You know what I'm saying? I think that makes sense.
Yeah.
Chocolate B.
Top it up.
Yep.
All right. I'm gonna go with the blunts.
Okay. Now you can talk your shit here because this man has the best fingers on the west side. I'm gonna be real with you. This man's name is engraved in the damn Hall of Fame, bro.
Oh.
Like, he's nasty, bro. Nasty.
I can roll some fat blunts, all right? I like rolling blunts. The blunts are like one of my favorites, all right? Now, me personally, I can smoke a blunt goddamn near every day, bro. But now, we're gonna be realistic. It's not everyone's preferred choice of smoking, all right? Some people, now I can name a lot of cons to blunts. Pros, I just like them. You know what I'm saying? But the cons, there's a lot of cons. Like, it's like you have to roll it right. If you don't roll that shit right, they're gonna clog. It can unravel on you if you don't roll it right. Fucking, you're gonna get the tar at the end. You're gonna get tar on your lips for sure.
Also, there's the weed taste.
Also, the weed taste is a little overpowered by the tobacco sometimes because of the tobacco leaf you're using, depending on what you're using. And
the gamble when you go buy it at the store.
When you go buy them at the store, whether the cigar is going to be fresh or not.
Flaky,
veiny. So I mean, there's a lot of cons. There's a lot of cons to it, but the pros, I say, is, I mean, you get like that mix of like nicotine and weed put together into something that will definitely fucking smack you and your friends. It lasts a long time, lasts a lot longer than a joint, because joints burn pretty quickly. So if you have multiple people in a sesh, you can definitely start passing a blunt around, and that shit will fucking definitely last you a while, you know, last you a lot longer.
Yeah.
So, and then not just that, you can pack a fat ass blunt, that shit will last you twice as long. So
yeah, I really agree with you there. Like, I really like how the blunt has way more durability than a joint. For example, like if you drop a blunt, that thing is damn near gonna punch the floor and bounce back up. You know what I'm saying? If you drop a joint, you're like, oh my god, my joint. You know what I'm saying? It's like, holy fucking stop the presses. Like, hold on, what's happening here? You know what I'm saying? So I really I like that durability in terms of like, one, like it could take a hit in terms of like if you're at a party you could pass it around a million times, and two, the burn speed. You know, the blunts burn way slower than a fucking joint. Even if you're like fucking outside on the fucking balcony and it's like windy as a motherfucker, bro, that joint is gone. You might as well just stick it up in the air because it's gonna be smoking by itself, compared to a blunt where it's still gonna be doing that but at a much slower pace because it has that thicker outside. And so that's why if it came down to it at that point, which maybe we can have a conversation coming up next, putting the blunts and joints, you know, having that like versus at this moment, because at this point, like, although the joints do allow you to taste the bud at its like phenomenal level, like, dude, it's like blunts / wraps, and just like that durability is just like way better than like that little thin paper. Like, it's just so easy that once it gets a run, it's a marathon. Yes. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's insane.
So you are getting like a much better yield than with like a spliff or a joint. And we can get into that whole like debate, you know.
There's sometimes where like we roll a blunt and that shit will like look like it's not smoking, and like it looks like it's like off. we're like, what the fuck? Like, we need to relight it. But no, it doesn't need to be relit. They just hit that shit like, and it'll just light by itself up again. And we're like, oh my god, like
God
burning.
works his magic,
Yeah,
bro.
It's burning on the inside, and so it's like that's how crazy like blunts can be. Like they're like durable, they're durable to where like you don't even look like that. It doesn't even look like it's burning, but it's like it's burning. You know what I'm saying? It's like you can just fucking keep hitting that shit for a good while.
Exactly.
Like, there's been times where fucking just me and Goose have rolled blunts where like they'll goddamn kick our ass. We have to like stop halfway sometimes. We're just like. Like, we can't keep going. Like, it's kicking our ass, bro.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, and I think one problem is that we still haven't found a solution to the blunt alternative. And I think that's where we're still on the fence about blunts and wraps, and whether it's a hemp wrap or whether it's a banana leaf or whether, you know, or what, because obviously blunts aren't the best for you, and of course they're going to take their toll eventually. But there's a lot of other alternatives, and we're still trying to find the best ones, because anytime that we try to find a certain one that somebody recommends, it's never really living up to the standards, and eventually we always find our way back to the original blunt and cigarillos that we know and love. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like the Garcia Vegas. So it's like it's very hard to fall into your old ways, or very easy to fall into your old ways, and very hard to change habits. And so that's why even if we do find an alternative that we like, going to the smoke shop straight to buy it compared to the gas station is a different kind of level of like, you get what I'm saying. So. That's a whole another rabbit hole, but I really do think if we were to rank joints versus blunts, I kind of like blunts on top at the moment. I don't know how y'all feel about it, and honestly, they could even be tied. It's like they both have their pros, they both have their cons.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I don't think there can be a tie on that.
Go ahead.
I think there has to be one over the other. Now, hear me out. I think there has to be one over the other because... like, they're basically, like, the same thing, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's, like, two different, like wraps, like, two different ways to wrap it up, you know what I'm saying? So, like, one's just a lot thinner and, like, gives you a better taste on your bud, while the other is a lot thicker but offers a little bit of a different, like, type of high with, like, a little bit of a nicotine buzz, but you lose a lot of that flavor. But, you know, it does last longer, but, like I said, you do lose a lot of that flavor.
I think that's where my preference lies. It's like, I like the idea of joints and the concept of it, but the blunts always work better for me personally. But it's also like I think I like if I were to personally do it, I would put the blunts over the joints. But then at the same time, it's like I would rather smoke joints forever if I had to give one up, because you know it's like the cigarillos aren't, you know, the best for you, especially the 99-cent ones type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Compared to like the thinnest, like the raw black, which are like organic and super thin. It's like, man, you can really taste the flavor on that. And so I think the cons outweigh the pros of the joint for the blunt. That's what I think. It's like, I think the pros of the joint, there's so many of them that it's like outweighed the pros of the blunt, because the blunt is like has so much durability and stuff. But I think at the end of the day, you would want to taste the weed more than have those you know, durable moments.
So for that, are you thinking A tier for the joint and B tier for the blunt? Or are we thinking A tier for the blunt, B tier for the joint?
How do you feel about high A, low A, like A? Like they both are an A, but one goes first. One goes
like
second.
A plus and A minus. How do you feel about that? Or you say straight different letter?
Because even if it is A plus or A minus, it's still gonna be on one on top of the other.
Okay. So I think like the concept of joints is like really there, and the downside is like very like deep. But I think with blunts, the downside is even deeper, and it doesn't have as many pros. And so that's why I feel like if anything, it'd be like joints are an A plus and blunts are an A minus. Is how I would see it.
Yeah.
I think that's fair. Like, how would that look on the chart?
So then make and this one like that.
I think that works.
You keep on the same one?
Yeah. As for now, because it's kind of like an A plus or an A minus, or it could even be like if this was an A minus, this would be a B plus. You know what I'm saying? So this could even be like that.
I like that.
That might even make more sense.
That makes more sense.
Like it's a B plus versus an A minus. You know what I'm saying? Like if we find something that's better, it'll be in front of a joint. You know what I'm saying?
I like that though. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with that simply because you can just taste your stuff better when it's in a joint.
That's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
And that's kind of like what the whole like thing about the Puffco is also like you're really like going for the taste and like the longevity of it. Now with a joint, you could, if you roll it well enough, it could like last you like a good while, but like for the most part, it's like they're really easy to mess up, and if you like don't roll that shit right, it'll burn away so fast, and like by the time you know it, you burned away like a whole joint in like 4 hits, and it's really like, oh shit, what the fuck? It lasts me like 5 minutes.
Compared to if you were put it into a bong or something. Now, where does that land on this list? How do we feel about that? Straight glass rig, like we were talking straight beaker bong. It could be perks. It could be absolute heady piece. These are rigs, you know what I'm saying? Like just straight glass.
Now, for that, I'm gonna have to go with A tier for the pieces, simply because it's like that's kind of what the same thing you're going for with like a joint. It's like you're trying to get that pure, like herb taste. You know what I'm saying? That pure, like all the terpenes, all the flavor. Like you don't want anything like interfering with that. And I feel like a piece is exactly that. Especially if you got like good perks on it. You know, you could throw a little bit of ice in there. You know what I'm saying?
That's
like,
right. That's
maybe
right.
if you use a hemp wick to light it up.
Yeah.
You know, it's like all these, like you can do a lot of things to really like enhance the flavor of your bud.
Yeah.
And I feel like you just using a piece in general is like a really good way to like start like testing the waters and like starting to like taste test your bud and like try to experiment with like testing different flavors out and like trying to like maybe I can taste like a little bit of lemon. I can taste like a little bit of like
a garlicky kind of flavor, or when you actually get like the fruit ones that actually do taste like fruit. It's like it's a lot easier to taste it when you're burning it with like a hemp wick or through glass, especially a brand new piece.
And really, it's like it becomes a member of the family.
yeah,
Legit.
You have to name them because if you don't name them, it's like they're gonna break. It's what they say. Now, hear me out. I'm not superstitious, but every piece I have not named ends up broken. So it is what it is.
It is what it is. Who knows? Yeah. So we got a whole bunch of pieces here, and we're just trying to go to the collection, but also like we really want to keep it like appreciate it from a distance, also because like a whole glass museum one day would just be a fucking
Turning our house into like a little art / glass museum would be crazy.
unreal. So overall, glass piece, I like it more than a joint, I feel like, because if someone came up to me and they're like, yo, this is the joint of the world's finest shit right here, a full gram of it, I'll be like, oh dude, thank you so much, appreciate it. And the second they turn around, I would unravel the joint and put it into like 4 separate bowls and truly appreciate it that way instead of burning it all in one sitting and watch like the smoke like fly away from me. You know what I'm saying? Like if I'm gonna like actually like truly appreciate it, I'm gonna go like bowl for bowl with it and like appreciate each fucking rip. You know what I'm saying? Like not like roll it up and smoke half of it and you know like watch it burn. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
If somebody came up to me and was like, "Hey, clear this bowl for me," That'd make my day. Compared to like, "Hey, finish this joint for me." It's like, yeah, it's a little stuff.
Yeah.
So for that reason, I don't know. I like the transparency. I like that there is maintenance to it, but it's like having a pet. It's weird, but it's a good like analogy.
There's a little bit of maintenance too. You gotta clean it up.
Like a fish tank, you know?
Yeah.
Like a fish tank,
It's legit like a fish tank. Yeah, it's like super cool to look at, but like after a while of having it, you gotta be consistently cleaning that motherfucker because if you don't, it's gonna take a toll. And you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be even harder to clean when you do, and it's gonna be a whole journey and not the one that you want to go down. So
and that's all just part of loving your piece, you know?
Yeah, that's true. Like the more you love it, the less you have to care for it, which is even better because you're consistently caring for it all the way through. Mm-hmm. So low key, I would say that if the joint is the A- and the blunt is the B+, I would say that the rig is the A+ because nothing's topping the Puffco. Or is the rig the Puffco version of Bud? You know what I'm saying? Because there's nothing better than, you get what I'm saying?
I would even put like,
I would say
like the conventional water piece and the conventional dab rig somewhat on the same terms because they're both, glass pieces. They both have a lot of maintenance. So in that way, they're very, very similar.
Yeah.
Compared to like an e-rig.
Yeah. So what do you think though? But do you think that like because it's a glass rig, would you consider that on the terms of that's the highest level that you can get to lighting a bowl? Like for example, if we keep a bong on the same level as a dab rig, but the dab rig has a higher level, which could be the Puffco, the bong doesn't have a higher level. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Unless you're talking like a gravity bong, you know what I'm saying? Then that's like a different story. But even then, it's like you're still burning it the same way, you're still hitting it the same way compared to like a Puffco where it's like a completely game changer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, is a rig just like a strong A plus and nothing's beating the superiority and future Jetson type shit of the Puffco? Thoughts, fellas?
Yeah, I'm thinking A plus. Like,
Does that make sense?
Hold on.
What? You are not the thinker!
Let me think for a minute. S tier.
Yeah, S tier?
I think that's-
Oh, S tier? What do you think? Or what do you think that's like? Or is there a low S tier? Is that a thing?
they could both when we have 2 B tiers.
Because that also makes sense, right? Where it's like they're both the highest form of being able to inhale. Like for example, it's like we don't like the joint because, or we didn't like the joint in S tier because there's a better way to consume it, which is through the rig. There's no better way above that. For example, if there was a dab rig, like an OG old ass one that you used a torch for, that would be in the lower tier too because it can still be surpassed. There's nothing surpassing the rig, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
S tier.
Because they're straight fucking weed to
Yeah.
type shit.
Yeah,
And
that's
then-
true.
And then the dab is like weed to mixture into dental.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
So it's like it's like the purest bud, the purest flower to lung, and then the purest oils from the flower to lung from the Puffco. So I think it's like
Even playing field there.
even playing field. You know what I'm saying? Because they're both like coming from the same thing type. They're both like they're talking strictly about the devices.
Yeah,
Not about what's going into the devices.
Exactly.
Yeah.
S tier.
Yeah.
That's it.
Boom. Next. Okay, I feel like this is more of my specialty, my forte, if I say. This is my cup of tea. Dispos. This little guy right here is a dispo, and I think in carts in general, you know, just the whole dispo. You got a little guy on you, don't you? Oh shit, bro. If you made it to this part of the video, you're a motherfucking real one, bro. Anybody? Guys? Guys? Let's go.
Alright.
Oh, let's go. Speaking of disposed cartridges, a whole lane of its own. Honestly, like I owe my life and my whole YouTube career to that right there. This right here, a fat ghost, baby. You already know what it is. You're on the channel. But that's kind of like we start. Damn, what the hell? Oh shit. Oh my god.
Thelonious. Water. Water, Thelonious. Please.
Dude, holy shit. Do you have fucking no?
Nah, I'm good.
Bro, just turned it off? What the fuck?
Reset.
Alright, okay, I can't do that, but
Ooh, it's kicking in. Okay. Ooh. Ooh. Let's go.
oh yeah, baby. Let's go. Let's do this thing.
All right.
So, Dispos cartridges, top of the game. Honestly, so convenient.
It is.
There's levels to it. There's distillate, there's rosin, there's hash rosin, there's hash rosin, there's live rosin, there's diamonds. There's so much good stuff that you can use, and it's so convenient to keep it in your pocket.
That's true.
Honestly, it's.
So, what my fellow associate is trying to say, basically,
Thank
is
you.
that there is a lot of different types of concentrates that can go into disposables and like pens and cartridges and stuff like that, which is game changer, not gonna lie. If you're not fucking with like live resin and like diamond live resin or hash rosin, like all that shit, gas, you know what I'm saying? You know, then it slowly goes down to like distillates and like other ways and stuff like that. But you know, a disposable, it's pretty handy. This one's rechargeable. Some of them aren't rechargeable, but you know, it's pretty cool. Little discreet little.
Literally hide it in your pocket and it's gone.
It's gone.
I really do think with disposables, it's one of the most like prime examples of significantly more pros than cons.
Mhm.
Like the shitty thing about disposables is one, it's very easy to get bullshit out of your money because people know that they can make a lot for cheap and really raise the markup. And two, there's so many fakes out there, they're easier to catch a fake than a real one, which is so annoying because if you don't live in a legal state, that's got to be your worst fucking issue. Knowing what's fake and what's not, knowing who to trust and who not, like that's the most annoying shit in the world comparing to like actually go to a dispensary and like being able to trust the person that's selling it because it's not someone trying to make a quick flip, it's somebody that actually cares what they're selling you, you know? So like that's a whole different thing itself. But literally like how many cons can you name for a dispo compared to how many pros there are? Like it's insane. Like since dispos came around, they changed the game, bro. Like that really changed, like that and the Puffco absolutely revolutionized smoking. And I really think if we're gonna be real, I would put a dispo in a damn near S tier. I think that is like one of the best, if not like the purest, like ways of smoking that has become like super popularized in the newest like century or newest decade, we can even say, or decade and a half. That has like completely changed the game, and that I really feel like belongs in the S tier. That is a new like the jet, like that was the Jetson shit like 10 years ago. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. When I first found out what these were, that's when it clicked. The whole like, oh, this is the future. The future's here. It's now. It's already here.
Yeah, legit.
Yeah, dude. Disposables, fire. There are a couple cons though. There are a couple cons. You know, if you like leave them in your car for too long, they might freaking leak on you. Some might leak. Some might not hit correctly out of the packaging.
Clogging.
I've had that sometimes. Some will get clogged. All that types of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, to be honest, they're fire. Would I rank them better than the Puffco? I'll probably put them on the same level as joints.
Ooh.
Cause if the hold on, whoa,
Go ahead.
whoa,
Go ahead.
I'm big braining right now.
Go ahead.
Big braining right now.
Go ahead.
The Puffco, this is equivalent to the Puffco the way the joint is equivalent to the bong.
Go ahead.
Type B.
Oh.
You know what
I
I'm
like what you're saying. Like there's a better way to do it.
There's a better way to do it.
I like that. It's absolutely amazing, but there's a better way to do it. I like that. Like I like that right here.
That's what I'm saying.
I like that.
Yeah, so it matches up right there.
Yeah.
Because it correlates. They correlate.
I like that a lot.
Goddamn. That's good though, right?
Yeah, I think that's perfect. No, honestly, I think that's like the best way to put it. Like the best place to put it too.
Mm-hmm.
But if we look at the last two remaining items on the list, they're more for like the throwback OG, like way back in the day, smoking when you're not supposed to be kind of deal.
Hype.
Like if you're smoking, okay, so for example, this one, the second to last item that we have on our list is a water bottle, and that's low key everyone's first time. Like everyone used the Gatorade bottle, everybody used the pen to stab it through and to hit it and fill it with water, like, or the gallon jug. It's like everybody's done it, bro. It's like, or this also we've also categorized that in the same aisle as like using fruit. You know, everyone's done that before too, like the apple.
Yeah, everyone's made like an apple pipe.
Yeah.
That's exactly like just a dry pipe, basically.
Yeah, legit.
You know, it's exactly the same thing as a water bottle pipe. You're just finding a different way to do it. Soda can pipe, same.
Yeah. So like in the water bottle one is more like a novelty bong, like from way back in the day, and this dry pipe can also be considered like the novelty apple, like because it's just dry hits. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So if we're comparing OG dry hits in like a pipe and we're comparing versus the OG water bottle, how are we doing it and how are they comparing to each other versus where are they landing on the overall tier list compared to the bottom of the dry herb vaporizer?
What type of water bottle is it?
Gatorade.
Gatorade bottles are nice.
They were the OG, they were
They're
iconic.
hard plastic.
Nothing was beating it. Nothing was beating it.
Mm-hmm.
Thoughts?
Like it's hard to knock the water bottle because we were scientists, we were physicists and chemists.
We were goddamn Breaking Bad, fucking Walter White in that bitch.
I was an engineer out there, bro. I swear to God.
So like I feel like we have like more memories with the water bottle than the dry pipe, even though the dry pipe did go crazy back in the day, carrying it in the mason jar.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? With the bullshit little papers and the filters.
Yeah. They do have heady piece pipes.
True.
But they do also have you have to have out a Gatorade bottle as well.
That's true.
heady peace pipe.
Like, if we gotta be
Dry pipe.
real, yeah, it's like the water bottle's gotta be like borderline novelty, which I would honestly still hit over a dry herb vaporizer if we're being real.
That's true.
Like, if somebody came up to me with a $500 dry herb vaporizer and was like, look, I just packed this for you, versus a dry pipe, I'm hitting a dry pipe all day, every day, bro. That's no question.
Yeah, no, definitely. And that's like dry pipes are cool because like when we like we go fishing sometimes, we bring the little dry pipe with us. It's nice, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's like
low
a
key.
it's kind of like we don't gotta like light a joint, we don't gotta like roll a joint up, we don't got nothing. It's just like a nice little pack it up, hit it up. You know what I'm saying?
Very convenient, yeah.
And I feel like dry pipe also like one hitters fall into the same like category
Exactly,
as dry
yeah,
pipes,
yeah,
you know
if we're
what I'm
being
saying?
real, yeah, low key.
So I mean, I feel like maybe dry pipes just for the convenience of it, but water bottle for the novelty.
Like, I really like the idea of keeping the bubbler like C, because bubbler is better than both of these, because the bubbler is the better version of the water bottle.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I like the water bottle in D for sure, right? Because it's not glass beads, it's a fucking bubbler, right? But this one's got to be the highest level of D tier to the damn near lowest level of C tier. And I want to know what your thoughts are on that. Because this is like, actually, I would almost put it like the lowest, like I would put it C minus and above it would be C plus. That's what I think. Because these are more like bottom of the barrel, you're down bad, like last day of living with your parents, you got the dry herb vaporizer in your hand type of deal.
you got the $500 driver vaporizer, and you got the $3 Gatorade bottle.
Half drinking.
Yeah, I'm drinking. You're just like, ah, fuck, man. I don't got anything to smoke with.
Exactly, bro. Exactly. And so, like, compared to the next level up, we'd be like, okay, I got a bubbler and a dry pipe. You know what I'm saying? I could drink the dry pipe. I could bring the dry pipe with me to go to graduation and hit it right after, or I can bring the bubbler to the after party. You know what I'm saying? And social the homies at the crib. You know, that type of shit. So I think those are more along the same category, and we keep the D for the novelty and the absolute garbage for the bottom of the bottom.
I like that.
Oh, bro, what the fuck? I mean, like, barely looking at it, it evenly, like, do. Like, there's, like, I didn't even realize that, like, that legit just clicked. Like, that's crazy.
Band for real.
Like, legit, bro.
Band.
What are the odds of that? They're legit 2. That's wild, bro.
Yeah. That's pretty sick. Hey, look. It matches up. I mean, that's how we see it, you know what I'm saying?
Really,
it's like,
yeah.
there's not really any other way. There should be no other way.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty good.
I think that's pretty solid, dude. And obviously, it's up to interpretation, right? Everyone has their own objective opinion. Some people love what we love, and some people hate what we love, and some people love what we hate, and some people hate what we hate. So it kind of is what it is. But if you liked it and enjoyed, please leave a like, a comment. If you make your own tier list along with us, please leave it in the comments and why. Or if you agree, disagree with us, let us know, because this was so much fun to make. A thorough discussion was had here, if we're being real.
It was a very intelligent conversation between stoner scholars.
Exactly. And I think we had a great time. I don't know. What did you think? You enjoyed it?
Some smoke philosophy.
Damn near smoke philosophy, bro. 101.
Love smoking 101. Because I feel like this is like a good tier list for like, I feel like this is like a good general tier list for like anyone who's like coming, like learning into weed, like coming into weed, you know what I'm saying? Like, just
Exactly.
understanding like the culture, you know? And I feel like that's like, it makes sense. That's where it goes. It starts from the bottom and goes up to the top.
Exactly. But I hope you guys enjoyed. This has been Goose.
Gene.
And diet.
And I'll see you all next time. Peace.
Later.
That goes forever.